So guys, this is my last video of this Jumpstart Spring Boot Jumpstart series, and now I am going to create an entity class, actually make the node class our basic node class to entity class, and after that I will connect database and create table in our database through our Spring Boot application. And let's first use an annotation entity, and the next annotation I'm going to use is table and name the table notes. And the third annotation I'm going to use is Json include, sorry, Json include. And what it will do is Json include dot include dot none. So what it will do is that if we have some notes without description or without date updated, it will not give it as null in our JSON response. And now, as this is my first property integer, I am going to use annotation ID, and we need to give sequence of the generated ID. So I am going to use annotation generated value, and strategy will be generation type identity. So it will increment by 1 every time when we create new record. The value will be incremented, the ID of value will be automatically incremented. Next we have title. Sorry, I have missed. So column, next annotation is column. In this we are going to name the column like name, sorry, name is equal to ID. And as this identifier will be unique, so I am going to use unique property and unique as true. So our ID is completed. Now next we have title. So in this we just need to give column title, name is equal to title. And we can also give constraint, javax constraint, like I have to make constraint of size and give the size at max 200. So that's how I can give the size, max is equal to 200. So it will give error if size exceeded above 200. And next we have description, the same. So column is description, and the size, let's give it the size 1000. And in dates we don't need any kind of constraints, so I am going to just give a column name equal to, sorry, creation date. Let's copy this. Update date. And our entity class has been created, and now I am going to add some properties for our database. So first of all, before adding property, I need to add MySQL, as we are going to use MySQL as our database. So I need to add uh, dependency for MySQL. I am going to add MySQL connector here. So just you can Google and copy it from a Maven repository, the link we have used in our first videos, but here I will simply create dependency on my own. So group ID is MySQL, and I just need to add MySQL. Okay. So if we don't mention any version, it will automatically download the jars with current latest stable version. So I have added it successfully, and now I'm going to add property. So first we need data source username, password, and its URL. So the property will be, let me zoom it for you. So first property will be spring dot data source dot username. So username will is root in my case, and I have set no password, so password I can leave it as it is. And next I have spring dot data source URL. So if you are familiar with Java and JDBC, you can give JDBC URL like this. My next thing is MySQL database, and as it is going to run on my port localhost 8080, oh sorry, 3306, and the name of database will be notes db, and I can use this to automatically create database if it not exist in our local databases. So create database if not exists is equal to true, and I am going to use Hibernate property spring.jpa hibernate dll auto to update. So whenever I will change the model, uh, there will be change in database too. And last I need is Hibernate dialect spring.jpa.properties hibernate dot dialect equal to org. You don't need to remember this. You can easily get and Google from you can easily get from Google this this property. So our connection has been created, and I just need to run the application now. So I am going to run this application. Let's see if it runs successfully. So this property will automatically create the database. So our application has just started compiling. So I am getting some error. So what is the error? Let me find. So it gives me error notes db unknown database. Let me see if there is any problem in this. Create database. If not, sorry, I have used exists like this. So now I am going to run this again. Okay, now I get another error. Port 8080 was already in use, so I'm going to give some other port. uh, let's give port 8084. Now our application has been successfully started on port 8084, and now I am going to see if database created with a model node. So let give me a connection. Here from IntelliJ you can easily access and use database. So our data source is MySQL. So I just need to give username root, password is empty, and our database is notes db. Let me test the connection first. So yes, I got success. Apply. Okay. So this is my so this is my database notes db. Let me refresh it, and yes, we have successfully created our notes table, and with the following id, creation date, update date, description and title. As here you can see, the size is same as the constraint we used previously. Size maximum, the size of the title is 200, and here you can see varchar 200, length of the title is 200, and in description the same. And yes, we have created our application successfully. Now let's quickly call all these APIs and see if it's working properly. So first I'm going to create node, use to call create node. So let me just open postman, as my code is running on port 8084. So the request mapping we used is nodes. Here you can see nodes, and the first I am going to create node, and the request will be the post, and in body I'm going to use raw and JSON. Now I'm going to create JSON. So let me open this in front of me, and yes. Okay, so first we have title. Now let's use title. My first node. The second property is description. My first node description. And we don't need to give creation date, update date. So I'm just going to hit send. So as you can see, we have get status 200 okay, and with message note has been created successfully. Now I'm going to call now I'm going to create another node, second node, and my second node description, and again I'm going to hit enter. The second node has been created successfully, so this API is working fine. Next I am get going to hit get request. So local host 8084 nodes. So this is the get all API, and we get the description of both. Uh, my first node description, the date is the date of created with date of created. The second node with date of created, and next if I give ID, as the ID of second node is 2, so let's give it ID here. So this is the get node by ID request. Now now I am go now let's just quickly change this post to put, and change some value, like the node ID is 2, and second node updated, and update. Now I am going to update this node. So node has been updated successfully. Let's get the value of second node. So this is the node with updated values. a second node updated, my second node description updated, and now we also get date updated, the date time of node updated. And the last I have a delete node. So I just you have to use delete mapping and localhost 84 nodes, and I am going to give id 1, and I'm just going to delete this. So I got success, node has been deleted successfully. Now again I'm going to call get all method, so I get only node id with 2. The first node has been created successfully. So simple as it is. And now I'm going to conclude this video, and this video series was just a jumpstart video, and I will hopefully make some videos, the detailed version of all of this Spring Boot series I have covered. So thanks a lot for your time. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. uh, Thank you so much.